Welcome to the How to Write a Book podcast, the show that helps you plan, write, and publish your book, even if you're a beginner or just feel like one. Now, for your host, she's written over a dozen books and helps others bring their books to life. Here she is, Maciel.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the How to Write a Book podcast. I'm your host, Maciel. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Welcome. Hey, it has been a minute, hasn't it? Whoa, dude, August just whoosh, went right by me, and totally learned some life lessons. Scheduling is important. I think it's because I scheduled pretty much up until June/July, and I didn't have a plan for August, and yeah, I totally felt it. I totally felt the effects of that. So y'all, oh my gosh, lesson learned. All right, everyone, we're going to dive right in because this is a quick episode because we are changing gears here, and I want to dive right in. And you all, so this is going to be our last episode for this season. I know, oh my gosh, I really love supporting you guys and being there for you guys, and I just want to do this all the time. I really do, but I also have to focus on my own writing. So I'm and we're working on the beta program for the How to Write a Book podcast and writing your book. So that program is in beta. I have some clients that are reaching their dreams. They're making stuff happen, and it's so exciting. And before we launch the actual full program, I just really got to dive in there and focus in there. So I will dive into that just a minute. But before we continue, your writing motivation and your prompt is from me, because I was I'm not going to talk to you guys for a little while. So I would say hello and goodbye. All right. So your motivation is from me, and I want you to remember that the stories that have inspired you and affected you were placed on your heart for a reason. Now hold on to that and have faith that you will do the same for someone else. Because if that story's on your heart, it's meant to be told. All right, and your prompt for today is really, we're going to go back to the basics. So just write a day in the life of you as a writer. Now, remember that you don't have to judge yourself. You could just be this is what I do in the morning, maybe my lunch break. I write 8 hours a day, whatever it is. I want you to write down yourself, your daily life as a writer. Okay, guys. So today we're talking about my biggest writing regret. Okay, this is going to be a hard one. Totally going to be difficult. Oh, you guys. It's embarrassing, but it's also candid. I want to share this with you, because I thought, if I'm someone who goes through this, and I've already published several books, and I'm a ghostwriter, then there has to be other people who are also experiencing this. So my biggest writing regret is summarized as giving into fear. So when I got into coaching and creating the podcast and saying, hey, I'm going to help others, I hit this strange wall. So I had already written my own books, several under pseudonyms, ghostwriting for other people. And it was such a strange way to say, hey, I'm actually going to show up for myself. I'm going to put my name on this. I'm going to publish my own books, and they're going to have me on them, and it's going to be a strange new world for me. But what I didn't realize is that I had a lot of other factors going on, and I was leading to self-sabotage. So I didn't schedule a time for myself. I didn't believe that my writing was going to be good enough, even though I had already written several other books. I rushed, and I chose efficiency over quality. That might be throwing a lot at you guys, but the end result was that I published books that weren't ready yet. And it was a sign for me, because I knew what I was doing subconsciously. I wanted to push it out there, low-level work, because I was nobody's going to read this, and it's not going to be that good. So instead, I sabotaged myself. And you might be writing a book, and you might be having little effort into it because you're scared. You're scared that, what if I pour my heart and my soul into it and it just does not turn out the way I want it to turn out? And you guys, it is a real and valid fear, and it totally happens. I am a prime example. And one of the ways that I realized this was harmful to me was because there are books out there that I'm not proud of. I know I can do better because I have in the past and I've done it for other people. And now it's time to face the reality and jump back in. So what have I learned? That fear can knock us down, but that doesn't mean that we have to give in and stay down. We can get up, we can continue. Also, focusing on things that we care about is good. It means that we're going in the right direction. If we're having fun, if we're enjoying ourselves, or if we feel like we've purged negative emotions through this journey and come out better on the other side, then it's worth it. Even if rejection happens and it hurts, or someone gives you a critique and it wasn't pleasant, the fact that you focused on this is vital and it's important because we live in a world right now, and especially I believe if you are in the States, we live in a very fast-paced world, especially because I came from the Silicon Valley. It's like, oh, does it make money? Then it's not a success. Or, oh, does it grant you popularity and a spot on the Good Morning Show? Oh, it's not a success. And I think I really want to challenge you to challenge that thought. Just because it doesn't have those, quote unquote, American idealized versions of success doesn't mean it's not successful. Because if you are giving to the world, then that is worth it. Think about all the writers and painters who, they may not have been really valued during their time, but now, wow, we're just like blown away by their artwork and the magnificent landscapes that they have painted for us, whether visually or in words. So if you feel the same thing that I felt, which is like a self-sabotaging thought, self-sabotaging habits, I want you to tackle those straight on, because you know that you're not going to feel good at the end. And it's true, you're not going to feel good. So admit to yourself, say, I have this fear. I have these self-limiting beliefs. I have self-sabotaging habits right now, but I can overcome this. I'm going to believe in my work outside of myself. And in this case, and this is really interesting because I think Elizabeth Gilbert talks about this. In this case, use something outside of yourself to reach your goal, whether that's God, whether that's destiny, whether that's the muse. Rely on this entity that says to you that you must write this book. You're showing up for that thing because that thing knows where your book is going. So even if at the moment you're like, I don't know if I can believe in myself, that's okay. That's normal. But say, hey, I can push through this because this book is outside of myself. It belongs in the hands of someone. And keep going and care about the project. It is okay to care. Sometimes we're afraid to love. Sometimes we're like, I don't know if I want to be in this relationship because I don't want to get hurt. And the same thing happens for writing. It's totally true. But what do? It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all, right? And that's so fitting because it's better to have loved that book and poured your heart and soul to it than never have tried, because you don't know where it's going to go. And we can have the beautiful optimism that says, I tried something, and we can let go of the outcome because the outcome isn't in our hands anyways. You've got this. Your writing is in this. Okay, guys. So in other words, I'm giving you permission to care about something that deserves your love and attention. And that comes back to full circle. So season 1 is going to end. And season 2 will be back in November. And during this time, I'm going to go back. I'm facing those fears. Maybe I'm not going to overcome my fears, but I'm going to push through them. And I will finish editing those other books, wrapping them up, getting them ready for print and audio, and jumping into the next season. So if you have any questions, I am Maciel at blackheartedstudios.com. The site is currently down, but if you want to jump into the beta program, you have questions about that, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to be here for you. Again, that's Maciel at blackheartedstudios.com. Until then, we will see you in November for National Novel Writing Month. You are writers. You can do this. I'm also here for you at any time. Feel free to email me. And you all keep writing. I'm looking forward to hearing and seeing what you write. All right. Bye-bye. Hey there, writer. Thank you for listening to the How to Write a Book podcast with your host, Maciel Valenzuela. If you like the show, we'd be happy if you left a review. For more information on writing and the writer's life, go to www.themaciel.com. That's www.themassiel.com. We'll see you on the other side.